Those Echoes. I'm Rhonda, and this is my floss tube that I mostly share cross stitch. It's been a while and I'm a little off. I apologize, and we'll have a little bit of a life update here and I'll explain kind of what's been going on. But it's still got me a little bit, I'm just a little out of it still. Today is December 5th and it's a cold winter's day. We've had some snow already. We've had some really cold temps. Today's not as bad, and it's really pretty actually. The sun is shining, and outside of it being cold, it's a pretty nice winter's day. This is floss tube number 38, I think. I'm pretty sure. I looked it up. And no, this is floss tube 39 because the next one will be 40. So a little bit of a life update, so maybe you'll understand a little bit why I'm so off. I had been doing pretty good. I had started back up my floss tubes and I was doing them on a pretty good schedule. And that was the plan, and I had a lot of things I was gonna do. And a couple months ago, we had a little bit of a life update, or life-changing things. So on October 12th, yes, I had to write it all down. We all had to sit down and write it all down because it was pretty crazy. But on October 12th, we had gone to my grandson's football game and had come home and had decided we'd eat lunch in town, or eat supper in town. On our way home from supper, my mom called and said that my dad was hurt and we needed to come over. So we headed over there. We were actually just past their turn off to their place, so we turned around and headed over. And Dad had broken his leg. He hadn't fallen. He was on his hands and knees, and he went to get up and he felt it snap. So he didn't fall and break it. He was actually getting up when he felt it break. So we called 911 and they came and they took him to Iowa City. And the University of Iowa it's one of the best hospitals in the state. They took him to it was called their downtown campus, and it was the old, used to be called Mercy Hospital, but the university bought it. So they took him there, and Dad laid there for, was it 3 nights? 2 nights. I think it was 2 nights. Anyway, he was there because they didn't have a bed for him at the university. So he stayed there with a broken femur for 2 or 3 nights, I can't remember. They finally got him a bed. They transported him to the university. So we thought, this is it. We're gonna finally get this taken care of. And he laid there for 3 nights? I don't remember. It was a total of 6 nights. My dad laid in a hospital bed for a total of 6 nights, in pain, broken femur, couldn't move. They transferred him twice. So after they transferred him to the main campus, and he was there for 2 or 3 nights, they then transferred him to their North Liberty campus, where he stayed. He was there for 2 more nights before they finally had a bed, had surgeons, had an anesthesiologist, they had an internal medicine doc. Those were all the reasons why they were giving us that they couldn't help him, was because they didn't have a bed, or they didn't have this, or they didn't have that. And anyway, after 6 nights, 7 days, they finally Dad had his surgery, and what they did was they cut off the end of the femur and put in a whole new knee replacement. He'd had this knee replaced in 2013. There was nothing wrong with the knee replacement, but they had to put in a different one to fix the broken leg. So we thought after that things were gonna be better. He was transferred to a rehab center up in Iowa City. We had a vacation plan, Joe and I and the 2 of the boys, to go to Branson. And Dad insisted that we were gonna go on that vacation. So my sister came And she was going to stay with Mom for the week and take Mom to the rehab center to visit Dad for that week, and that all worked out fine, and that was great. And so we left on Monday. On the 20th, we came home. We were headed home on the 24th, and we were about halfway home. My sister calls, and my mother had fallen and broken her hip. So we had to, Drew's over there making faces, because it's been quite the ordeal, let me tell you. Iowa City's an hour and a half away. When somebody's lying in a hospital bed and you're told surgery could be today, but we can't tell you when, it could be first thing in the morning, it could be in the afternoon. So you get up early in the morning and you head up there so that you can be there in case they take him, and then you sit in the hospital room all day long, and then you finally get told late that afternoon it's not going to happen today, and so you stay until they get him, so then they're going to move him. And anyway, it was hard. It was really hard. And so then when my sister called and said Mom had fallen and broken her hip, I truly thought she was joking. I think I said 3 different times, "You're joking, right?" "No, I'm not joking, Rhonda." Okay, so we ended up, we came home so we can get all the chores done, get things done at their house, Mom and Dad's house, and head up there. And they had Mom at the emergency room at the North Liberty campus. They transferred her to the university, their main campus, and it was 3 days before they did surgery on her, because they were doing the same thing again. The university is a trauma hospital, and if you are in a horrible car accident or whatever, if you need something now, they are excellent. I'm not bashing the university, but they are a trauma hospital. So when you sit there and you hear the air care come in, you know that, okay, they just told us Mom's surgery is going to be at this time. It's not going to be, because they just had a trauma come in. And you'd sit there and you'd hear those helicopters come in, and you just knew that they were changing it. They were pushing it back, and they were pushing it back, and that is exactly what happened. So she finally had her surgery on, she fell on Friday, the Friday that we were headed home, and she was at the North Liberty Rehab Center visiting my father when she fell in the cafeteria. So she broke her hip on Friday, and she had her surgery on Sunday. So that meant that we had both of them laid up. We had Dad in one rehab center, we had Mom with surgery at the hospital, and then she went to a care center in another town that was only a half an hour from here, which is much better than the hour and some whatever it took to get to Iowa City. But that's where she was. And so up until, I don't even know if I remember, Dad made it home, but of course we were staying there. Somebody was spending the night with him every night, and then he was wanting to go. We were taking him and spending days in North English with Mom until, North Liberty. I don't even remember when Mom came home, but it's been a lot.
And in the middle of all that, I got rear-ended.
Oh yeah, in the middle of all that, Drew had gotten rear-ended, but he's fine. That ended up being that was nothing. Joe had broken his hand in September, so he had to have surgery on his hand to get the pin out that had been put in during the time that Dad was in the hospital, laying in the bed we didn't know what was going to happen or when it was going to happen. And that was the opposite direction, so I had to get him to Pella, and we still had to get Mom to Iowa City, and it's been a deal. So needless to say, my stitching was haphazard, my posts were haphazard, my business was, I did what I could when I could. We did enjoy vacation. It was kind of hard to be on vacation knowing Dad was up there at the rehab center, but at the same time we knew he had his surgery. He was on his way to mend. I mean, he was mending. He was in the best place he could possibly be. Beth was taking care of Mom. So even though it was kind of hard to be that far away, we did have fun. The boys and I and Joe, we had a lot of fun. We went to Branson, but we did not go to any of the shows. We chose not to do that. We did more, we went to Shepherd of the Hills. I rode a what's it called? Mountain coaster.
Mountain coaster.
Which is not something I would normally do, but I decided if the boys could do it and Joe was going to do it, I wasn't going to stay up there by myself and wait on him. I was going to go too. That was a lot of fun, so I did that. We did go downtown and watched the light show, which is pretty cool, and Drew says that was his favorite part. We did the, there's a golf cart ride that you can take, and it's self-guided and it's just beautiful. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous. You can stop and take pictures. There's waterfalls. They're man-made waterfalls, but they look natural. It just looks, it doesn't look man-made. It's absolutely beautiful. And you can get out and you can walk around, you can take pictures, you take your golf cart through a cave, which was pretty cool. That was fun. And one day we did the tram ride at Dogwood Canyon. That one was my favorite. That place is absolutely gorgeous. If we ever go back to Branson, I want to go back. The tram ride is worth it. But just the walking, you could just walk and see. There's trout streams, you could fish if you want to. It's just beautiful. And so we just kind of did a laid back, very easy vacation, and we needed it because it had been quite the week that we had before we got to go. So that was fun, but that is why I have not been around. I have not even really wanted to sit down and do a floss tube. I think I'm just now we're getting back into a groove. We're getting back into life again, because it was like almost 2 months of not knowing what was going to happen when, and taking care of 2 places and making sure that everything was done. And you know, my poor chickens, it's a good thing they're pretty self-sufficient, and as long as we've got a real big feeder and water, as long as we could keep that full, and then we could go a day or two if we didn't make it to, if we were left early in the morning, didn't get home till late at night, they were okay. And we did have some visitors during that time. We ended up having lots of raccoons and possums getting into the cat shed and eating the cat food. So I think those little critters realized that nobody was around. We weren't here, and they just tried to take over. But I think we have that taken care of too. So I'm going to try and get back into my floss tubes and my plans that I had been working on. One thing I did learn through all that was I should probably write things down, because I tend to have all these things, these ideas and what I want to do and in my head. And when all that happened, I had all the patterns I had planned that I was going to do, and it was just gone. It was just completely gone. So everything that I did do, very little of it is what I had planned. So I will show you what I've got done, or what I have. I'm going to show you Christmas. I think I have one thing that's not Christmas, but what I do have to show is all Christmas. So you've probably seen it. I know it's been out there on social media and Facebook, Instagram, but this is what I'm going to show, because honestly, I don't even remember the last floss tube, so I don't even remember what I showed or what I didn't show. So I'm going to be safe and show you Christmas. So there's quite a few actually. I did a lot of stitching in hospitals, stitching in nursing homes, stitching in waiting rooms, because even once you get them home, then they have doctor's appointments, And then they have physical therapy appointments. And when there's 2 of them and they're both laid up, it's not easy. Let me tell you, it's been fun. So I did stitch. I just didn't stitch things that I thought I was going to stitch. And maybe what I came up with is better than what it would have been. I don't know. But here is, we'll just start. There's no rhyme or reason. This is one I know I stitched in the hospital. And this one's called Star of Wonder. And a lot of these are done. This one's done on the Nate Berkus fabric. I have still not been able to find Nate Berkus fabric. I was buying at Joann's, and of course Joann's is no longer around, so I'm still trying to find something that is either the same or very similar, and I have not found anything yet. So this was Nate Berkus fabric, 1/2. I dyed this. This piece was dyed. I stitched everything but the little sheep and any other white. I think there's some white up here, yeah, in the angel's dress. So I stitched everything but the white, dyed it, then went back and stitched the white. So this one's called Star of Wonder. And this one, I don't think I showed this one, For Unto Us, when Child is Born. And again, it's Nate Berkus. Let's see. Yep, I dyed this one. This one was dyed after stitching. And it's all done in black. 1/2. I always stitch 1/2. Very rarely. If I don't say it, know that that's what I did. It's 1/2. That one's all black. And let's see. This one, some of these, like this one, Abby made buttons, these gingerbread man buttons. And so I, spur of the moment, made a gingerbread man. Somebody had talked to me or had asked me about making a gingerbread man. Oh gosh, looky there. There's a needle minder I didn't know was stuck back there. Somebody talked to me about a gingerbread man word pillow. So this would work great as a word pillow. You wouldn't even have to stitch the gingerbread man. You could just stitch the word gingerbread if you wanted a gingerbread word pillow. And I don't know if you can see the little button. The lighting's not the best. I apologize today. We're gonna have to find a different place, I think. I've got sliding glass windows over here, so it's really, really bright. But the house itself is I have low ceilings and I don't have a lot of light. So Andrew's light halo thing that this is on, that my camera's sitting up on, is not working because he can't find a piece or a part or something. I don't know. So I'm just making do. I apologize if the lighting's bad. This guy was obviously dyed after I stitched him, except for the white, because you can see like right up here, there must have been some coffee grounds that didn't get dissolved, and so it leaves marks, which I don't dislike. I like that. So here's, I was going to show you if you could see it. I don't know if you can see it. The gingerbread man, the little gingerbread boy button that I stuck on there. The trim is all Purple Paper Mountain trim. This is just some twine. This part here is just twine that I frayed. And the ribbon, this ribbon too, it's all Purple Paper Mountain. Okay, and this was stuck on, this is an old cheese grater. And I just used magnets. I don't know, they don't want to come off. I tell you, these magnets are strong. So this isn't pretty, the back is not pretty, but as you can see, I just hot glued a couple of magnets, and then you just stick it on. So if I want to change it out and do something different, I can. And you can do either, I don't know, either way. This one happens to curve. I've got a couple others I picked up at Fiddle DD, and they're flat graters, but this one kind of curved. So that's my gingerbread man. I'd never done a gingerbread anything before. I think I'll do another one next year. I've already got an idea of what I want to do. So there's that one. I did this one. This is another word pillow, Christmas. And then it's got the nativity. So I've got a shepherd and should have been a donkey. I don't know what I was thinking. It looks more like a horse than a donkey. Then some sheep and baby Jesus. And I put one of these cross buttons that Abby makes. All the buttons that I show are in my Etsy shop. So there's a little cross button, and we have these in this one, the primitive, just the primitive white that's been distressed, and then we also have brown ones too. So that's Christmas. And again, this is done on the Nate Berkus, and it's been dyed after stitching. You'll probably get tired of hearing me say that. So that's Christmas. That's my Christmas word pillow. And this guy, he was fun. I did a crow on pumpkins, and after I got him done, I thought, well, I could stick the crow on Santa. So this is crow on Santa, or Santa's hat. I don't remember what I called it. Sorry, I tell ya, I was on autopilot for so long that I'm just really kind of out of it still. This is Purple Paper Mountain trim. It's green. It's a chenille trim. And again, Nate Berkus, dyed after stitching, 1/2. There's not much white, I guess. I think maybe I dyed this. I dyed the white and everything, it looks like. And that's crow. Either crow on Santa or crow on Santa's hat. I don't remember. So there's that. And then we'll break it up a little bit before I show the rest of these. I wanted to show you the needle minders. Abby has been busy. And I got a bunch, I think this is all of them, but I'm not positive. But here are, let's see if you can see that. These needle minders make great gifts for all your stitchy friends. They are so fun, and she's been having fun making them. So here, I'll see if I can show. So there's some of them. You can see it. And there's more. They're all in the Etsy shop. Unless I'm out of anything. I think I'm out of, I just ran out of, I don't even have it on here. The sunflowers. I've been selling a lot of sunflowers, and it's not on here. I can't remember. I'm either out of the sunflower buttons or I'm out of the sunflower needle minders. I'm not sure. I think it might be buttons. But I know she's making some more. Don't think I'm out of anything else. I just put these guys in. They were in just as a needle minder, but they're now in there as a button too. I don't know if you can see him. He's a cardinal. He's so pretty. She, I guess that's a he. We made him into a needle minder, or a button, along with a needle minder, and there was something else. Don't remember. It might have been the sheep. I think this one will be really cute come Easter, this sheep, but I love sheep of any kind, so I think this might be the other one. This one's a needle minder, but we also have this size in as a button, and the nativity. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure I switched some of these over. So again, needle minder, magnets on the back, but if you want this size as a button, it's in there as a button too. It's a little bigger than the normal buttons. Most of the buttons are smaller, but I think that one, the crow, I want to say the sheep, maybe not, are in as buttons too. So if you want them as a button versus a needle minder, you can always ask too if I don't have one listed as one or the other, and I'll see what I can do. This thing is cool. I don't know where I got my board, but it's metal. I don't remember where I got it. But it works great to keep my needle minders on. And I can hang it up. Okay, so there's that. And then we'll keep going here. This one, I remember this one clearly because I was sitting in the nursing home on Mom's bed because there wasn't enough chairs. And I brought my computer, which I didn't always do, and sat down and designed this guy in stitch stitching. This one's called Midnight Ride. So I just love the little teeny reindeer. Just thought they were cute. And Santa in his sleigh and going over the house. And then this has a little reindeer button. That's the small reindeer. We also have one that's a little bit bigger too. I don't know why I chose one or the other, but that's the reindeer button. And the buttons, if it doesn't specify or if it doesn't give you an option, it'll come with one hole because they're just too small. They just won't work for me to put two holes in. But like this one, I can put two. So if it doesn't say at all, then it's going to be a one hole. Otherwise, you'll get the choice of no holes. Some people want them without one hole or two. The two holes is so you can sew them on to your project like a button. They, I need to say, don't let them, they're not good for kids and they're not good for pets because I had a lady, her dog had eaten hers and the dog was okay, thankfully. But I had never thought about saying, hey, don't let your animals get into them and eat them. Don't think it will hurt them, but you just never know. I think the way she talked was the vet was more concerned about it getting blocked than anything else. So and everything turned out fine, thankfully. But just a little reminder, not good for kids, not good for pets or for kids. And I don't know if there was something else I was going to say about those or not. I don't remember. So anyway, this is Midnight Ride, and he was done on the Nate Berkus, and the Nate Berkus is 36 count. And all the other things that I always say. That was that one. And then these four when I was in junior high, I don't know why, but I can clearly remember I hand drew Christmas cards for my friends, and they were just little. I just did them little, and I just did them on like just lined notebook paper and made these little cards and drew a picture on the front of every one of them. And I always think of that at Christmas. I don't know why, but for some reason while I was trying to think, I couldn't remember what I had in my head that I was going to make for Christmas designs. Those popped into my head. And so that's what I designed. And I remember 4 designs. I don't know if there were more or not, but these are the 4 I remembered. So this one is the bell, my Christmas bell. And funny story with this one, I had it all sewn together. So I had it inside out and I'd sewn around it. I always hand sew my pillows together, but I was not paying any attention whatsoever to what I was doing. And I turned it back right side out and went to tuck the corners, or to push the corners out, and I hadn't caught, I don't remember which side, I hadn't caught one of the corners at all. And I just, yeah, it was this one, I can see it now. I was just frustrated and didn't want to take the time to rip it all apart and start it over again. So I patched that little corner and I sewed it up and put the trim over it, and you can't even see it. So I like to call those my little happy accidents, because you're not thinking, you do something silly, and there's almost always a way to fix it. And if I hadn't told you or hadn't said anything, nobody would ever know that that corner is not perfect. So there's the bell. And then I have the stocking. There's the stocking. Now these 4, before I forget, these 4 are all stitched on 36 count Ale Edinburgh, and I think I got that piece from 123 Stitch. So I did not dye them. It comes mottled. It's a very pretty linen, and the white just pops. So they all four have the same border. This one's the stocking. I didn't think. This is called the Christmas stocking. This one's called the Christmas bell. And then the other two are called, this one's called Snowman Square. And there's my snowman. And he has, let's see, this one there's a little button that matches him. I don't know why I took it off. But there's a little stocking button that goes along with this one. This guy has the snowflakes. So there's the larger snowflake. And this one has been listed for quite a while in there. I'm going to take it off because I can't get it to move. The large snowflake is being offered as both, good grief, both a needle minder and a button. Okay, so here's the large snowflake. It's so pretty. And again, I don't think I had him on here either. I don't, he's not on my board. So you can get him as the button or as a needle minder. And then this is the small one. The small one. And this one's the prim snowflake, but we also have, it's just plain white. It's the exact same snowflake, only it's white. It's not been antiqued. So there's both of those. And this again is the Purple Paper Mountain trim. And this is the ribbon I had on there, but this is not from Purple Paper Mountain. This is something that came, I had ordered something and it was wrapped up in this real pretty ribbon. And it looks bright here, but it was even brighter because I did coffee dye those. I dunked those in my coffee walnut crystal dye that I used to dye my stuff. So that's that one. And then I have the fourth one is the candy canes. And this one's called Candy Cane Square. I don't know why I didn't call them all four square, like the Christmas bell square. I guess I could go in and change that. And I don't remember. This is Candy Cane Square. Oh, the stocking. I could change that to Christmas Stocking Square. This is the candy cane. I apologize. My table is squeaky. It's never done that before. And this has got the cutest. I just love these. When Abby showed me these, when she brought these, I fell in love with these little buttons. Sweet little candy cane buttons. You can see it. And that matches the Candy Cane Square. And again, this is the 36 count Ale Edinburgh linen. So there's those four, and these four look really sweet all together in like a dough bowl. I've got mine in a dough bowl with a candle and some greenery in the middle. You can't really see them like that, but they all look really sweet together. And oh gosh dang, I'm sorry. I'll try to not lean on that. This guy, I don't think I've showed him before. This is called Hello Santa, and I've got him mounted in, it's a box, just an old wooden box. I also have a scarecrow that's the size, and because it was originally in this box, and I can take them out and switch them out. So this is Hello Santa, and I don't know what happened to it. I had a little antique little Christmas tree that I sat right there that looked really cute, but he's waving, and he's done on the Nate Berkus, but he was stitched. I'd have to look. It says if you're interested in it and you go to Etsy, it will tell you. I think it's Weeks Dye Works, and there we go again. I'm not sure, but it's not. He was not stitched with DMC. I'm pretty sure there's a DMC conversion if you order the pattern. So there's that one, and I have one more because this is getting long enough. This was the last one I've done. This is my last finish, I guess. And this is called Let Your Light Shine. And I designed him because Abby sent me those, the light bulb buttons. The sweetest light bulb buttons. And when I listed this and put this out there, I had strung those buttons and hung them, and it was so cute. I think I did it over here. Anyway, so cute, but we sold out of buttons very, very quickly. The same day that I listed this, the buttons were gone. So she's working on more. I think I'll probably get them Sunday. Braxton's got a wrestling meet on Sunday, and so if she has time, she's pretty busy now with school starting back. I mean, school's and going, and Braxton's wrestling, and Bea's dance, and so she's busy, but she's trying. And so I know I've told some people that yes, we will get more, and hopefully soon. And this guy was stitched on the 36 count Ale. Yeah, Ale Edinburgh, 1/2. He's sweet. I like him. So that is all the Christmas. Then I do have this one I thought I'd show. Somebody asked me if I could, this is an old pattern, and I don't think I've shown it since I've redone it. It's an old pattern that I had put out. When I say old, I've only been doing this for a couple years, so when I say old, it's old to me because it's one of the first things I did, I guess. It did not have the 2026. So it was a little bit different. It said 1776 and it had stars, but I redid it so it's now listed. You can get the old one, the original, I should say original, not old, the original one, or you can get this one, 1776 and 2026. So I'm getting ready for the 250th anniversary. And I did redo, I think I changed a few. I changed, but it was very, very small changes. It wasn't anything huge. I don't even remember what all I did. And then again, we do have those flag buttons. I don't know if you can see that or not. And I think we're gonna have some new flag buttons and new flag needle minders too. And this one was stitched on, I have to look. This one's stitched on the Ale Edinburgh 36 count. So that is all of my Christmas stuff. Although I started a new Christmas this morning. Don't ask me why. I thought I was done, and I decided I needed to stitch one more. And I know I was going to show, I had started showing an old stitch every time because people had said they liked that. I didn't pull one. I will pull one next time. There's plenty hanging around, but I didn't think to pull one. So this, and then you like to see what I'm working on. Well, the one I started this morning, it's just like, there's hardly anything on it. So this one I will be hopefully getting listed soon. And I don't know, it's a chicken. It's a winter chicken. I was out choring and thought I need to stitch one of my chickens in the snow. So this will be listed soon when I get it turned into, I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is maybe put pom-pom trim, white pom-pom trim around it to look like snow, maybe. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet, but it's a pillow. It will be a pillow. And I have a couple more finished. I just haven't had time to get them listed. I do have quite a few patterns in my head. Now I have to get them in the computer and get them stitched. So things are slowing down. Winter's here. I love this time of year. Actually, I love winter when Christmas is done. I love that time of nesting, that time of just settling in. Everything slows down. Summer is just always, to me, so busy. There's never any time to just breathe. Winter is the time for me to slow down and I don't know, what do they say? You use that time to get ready for the upcoming busy. And that's the time I love. I love it. And I love the snow. For me, the snow just means it's time to slow. So hopefully I've got a lot of ideas and a lot of things I want to do. Hopefully this winter season I will be able to get that done. And one other thing I wanted to say was, a while back, I had put out there on social media and asked whether people preferred color charts or black and white charts. And I got it was interesting. Some said, if I can't get it in black and white, I won't buy it. Or the other way around, if I can't get it in color, I'm not interested. Some said they didn't care, one or the other. So there wasn't any, like, the majority of anything. It was just such a variety, and I really appreciate everybody that commented and told me what they liked and what they didn't like. And so I have started, not all of these have been done, but I know these 4. I now, when you buy if you buy the pattern, even, it doesn't matter if it's paper or if it's PDF, it's going to come with both. It's going to come with the color chart and the color key, and then it's going to come with the black and white chart and the black and white color key. I know some of them said that they preferred black and white, but they would buy a chart if it was colored, if it was PDF, because then they could just print it off as black and white, which I hadn't thought of. Genius. I don't always think those things through. So if you do prefer black and white and you are okay with the PDF, and the ones that you buy don't come with both, you can print off the color as black and white and have a black and white. So there's always that option too. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there, that I know these 4, and I know this one. I'm not sure which ones I started that with. This one will come as both. But just, I thought I'd throw that out there so that you would know that if you do buy a pattern, starting from this point on, it will come both color and black and white, so that, oh gosh, Drew must have the Ranger out. I just saw snow just flying everywhere. I think Drew's outside on the Ranger. So anyway, I'm back. I'm hoping I will get my brain back into my cross stitch more and less on concentrating on making sure everybody's where they need to be and doing what needs to be done and all that we were going through for a while. And maybe next time, I think it's going to be my 40th Floss Tube. I don't know, maybe we'll do a drawing. I'm going to start doing more drawings and do more different things like that. I want to start a group on Facebook. I know I mentioned that before, and I had a lot of people say they were interested. That obviously got put on the back burner, but that's another thing I want to start doing, is try and maybe do something like that. And then maybe I can put some like freebie patterns in there, and I don't want it to just be my stuff. I mean, if you join, I want to see, I love seeing everything. I love seeing what everybody stitches. I love seeing what's out there. I haven't bought a pattern for quite some time because I just don't have time, but there's a lot of patterns out there I'd love to have. I am still stitching. I know I showed my spring sampler that I've got that one going, and I should have brought that out to show. I haven't gotten a lot done on it, and I have another one that I can't wait to get started. That's not anything, it's a reproduction sampler, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, and it will take me a long time to do, but I will show that sometime too. So I think that's it. This went way longer than I wanted it to be, but it's been a long time since I've been on here. And I have to remember, because like I said, Drew's gone here. He's outside now. So welcome to everybody if you're new. I hope you like what you see. I'm trying not to get them too long. I try to keep these shorter. I want to do more often, but keep them shorter. So if this is too long, just know that that's not the norm. Yep, there goes Drew. And so if you're new, welcome. I hope you liked what you see or what you saw. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I think that's what it is. Drew always has to remind me. But anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching, for commenting, for reaching out to me while I was kind of like missing in action. I know people were asking me, you know, how are you doing? What's going on? Thank you so much for that. Thank you for buying my patterns. It's such a humbling experience to have people stitching these little things that I come up with. It just, thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So until next time, stay warm, and I should be on again before Christmas. That's the plan, but I know now how plans can change very quickly. So if not, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I will see you again soon.